Look, I'm going to be real with you. Moving on is probably one of the hardest things you will ever do. And the reason it's so hard is because you planned a future. You saw everything planned out in your mind. It is basically a death. You are grieving the death of the relationship. You're grieving the death of what it could have been. You know, every day is like the same pattern. You wake up, you think about them. You clean your teeth, you think about them. You have lunch, you go out, you think about them. And it's like that for a long time. I mean, it can last weeks, months. But there is light in this situation, and the light is the fact that in time, you will realize one day you'll wake up and you haven't thought about them. You spent your whole day doing things that you enjoy. Maybe you did a hobby, maybe you went out with some friends, and you'll realize, I didn't even think about them once. That's when you start to realize that you're on the journey of healing. But you've just got to be patient with yourself, because this process doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. And most people don't really sit with the process. A lot of people like to just go day by day, distracting themselves or trying to avoid the feelings that will come up during heartbreak. But I've got to be honest with you, the best thing you can do in this situation is just feel everything that comes your way. You'll realize that the people that don't heal properly, the people that hold on for years, are the ones that never let themselves feel the emotions. They always try to distract themselves. They always try to do everything but face the situation. You know, maybe they go from one partner to the next. They sleep with people, they club. You know, they just do all these things that keep your mind busy. If you feel like you need to cry, cry. There's nothing wrong with crying. Especially for us men out there, because we're always led to believe that crying makes us weak, that it makes us look weak. Allow yourself to actually sit with what happened. Don't let your mind spiral into places of the unknown, like why it happened, what you could have done differently, because that is when it becomes a negative thing. You know, when you start to blame yourself for certain situations, or the way you spoke, or the way you behaved. You know, none of those things are going to help the situation, because what's done is done. Don't think about other people. Don't think about what they think or what they're doing. Don't chase them up. The number one thing, and I stress this with absolutely everything within me, is do not watch everything they do. Don't snoop on their social medias. Don't watch their stories. Don't watch their reels. Don't keep up to date with any of it. Archive or delete all of their messages. Block them if you have to, if you find yourself sitting there during the day or at night looking at their social medias. Because if in the healing process all you're doing is exposing yourself to their voice, the messages between you, you know, the videos and the things that you did together, you're just going to constantly live in the past. You're going to live in that memory of them still being present in your life. And you'll never fully truly move on, because you'll feel like they're still there. You'll feel like there's still a part of them within you. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, healing doesn't mean you have to eradicate them from your life and like as if they never existed. But what it does mean is you need to focus on you, not what was. So if you find yourself looking at old photos, reminiscing, feeling nostalgic, you know, maybe just, you don't have to delete them, but just archive the images, put them somewhere where you're not going to have easy access to them. Archive the messages, delete them, block them, whatever you have to do. Just don't sit there for hours of every day looking at things, wondering about it, because your mind starts going to places that it shouldn't be going in this time. Because if you do all those things, your brain's just going to go to this dark place where you're constantly living in the hurt, you're living in the pain, and unintentionally feeding it because you're giving it everything it needs to carry on. Moving on is a slow and steady process, but there's one thing that I can promise you, and it doesn't matter how deep your relationship is, you will feel better. In time, you will realize, I'm actually okay. I don't need this person. I don't depend on this person. But you need to give yourself patience, time, and understanding that that time will come, but you have to go through the process. You will be okay. You will be fine. I promise you now, in time, you will feel much, much better. It does take time to heal. I mean, I've been through a few different breakups with long-term relationships now, and it sucks. It's the worst thing in the world. And in fact, I'm going through it right now. I left my partner just over a week ago, and it sucks. Heartbreak has the ability to make you less or make you substantially more. And it's what you do during this time that will dictate that decision. You have the opportunity now to build yourself up, channel this pain into something else, channel this pain into personal development to understand yourself better, why you behave or why you respond the way you do, what it is you want in a partner, what it is you want in a relationship. Because the one thing that relationships teach us is who we are and what we want. And that's the most beautiful gift you can have in heartbreak, is it's all reflection. You can take everything you learned from that relationship and take it into the next. You know, everything that makes you less makes you more. And that sounds really strange to say, but it's true. Anything that makes you feel bad builds you up stronger. I hope this was helpful to someone. I mean, I understand it. Heartbreak is the worst feeling in the world. I truly believe that. Like, love is the strongest thing you can feel, but heartbreak is the opposite. It's like the dark and the light. But from someone that's been through multiple long-term relationship breakups and is actually going through one right now, I can tell you that it gets 10 times easier. And you start to build this confidence within yourself and trust within yourself that with time, you will be okay.